What's going on? What's going on? YouTube, Facebook, and I think I'm streaming somewhere else. What is going on? What's the biz? I see y'all popping on. How are you? How are you? Say hello to me. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? I blessed myself with a new computer, and I am loving it because I don't have a delay. So this is my first time using my new computer. I'm trying to get to my app as well. So give me just a few minutes, and I want to talk a little bit about profitability. Y'all know that's my baby. That's my subject. That's my topic. That's my thing. That is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. Got a lot going on. In fact, just a lot going on. So I'll wait just a few minutes. I see y'all. There we go. Okay. A lot going on. A lot going on around the world. Say hello to me if you're on. Just say hello to me. Let me know that you're here. I see you. Okay. Awesome. 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 There we go. That's not what we want to say. Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you all so very much. Thank you for just forever being amazing and showing up. And when I go live, you're here. I really do appreciate that. I know that there are so many things that you could be doing with your time. So I do appreciate that you show up for me and listen to what I have to say. So thank you. I'm incredibly humbled in so many ways. But a part of it is that I get the freedom to show up in a way that is a blessing to me and a blessing to other people. But you realize that we take freedom sometimes for granted. And that's even the freedom to be uniquely who we are. And I am so honored every single day that I can just be me and embracing who I am, embracing my strengths, being aware of my weaknesses, and flying toward my future in a way that will produce and help others along the way. So I just feel incredibly blessed. Of course, I'm still in birthday month. I'm still in self-care month. And so if you haven't seen a lot from me, like I haven't did a blog this month and all that kind of stuff, and that's intentional. I am truly taking some time to rest, to relax, and to get my mind right for this last quarter, because it's going to be on and popping. So thank you all as well for the prayers. Yesterday just was an emotional day. When, of course, we know in the middle of everything that's going on, things are happening at such a fast clip. And to hear news of, someone that I called friend to have passed away was just devastating. And not that age, as we are learning and know more and more each day, has anything to do with it, but a young gentleman that, nothing apparently going on. And so just quite devastating, to say the least. And so definitely keep him, his spouse, his family, his church family. He pastored a church in Birmingham, Alabama. Definitely keep just your prayers wrapped around those individuals and that family. And then as I'm hearing very close Apostle Phyllis and the loss that she's experiencing in her family, definitely keeping her in prayer as well. And this is on the heels of having buried her sister a week and a half ago. And so it's a lot. It's a lot. I preached a message last Tuesday, And I'm going to probably share it because it is a message that needs to be heard. It's about hope and hope deferred, and what do we do in the middle of what has been such a overwhelming moments, not to mention Brianna and the lack of justice, not to mention all of the injustices that we see and the inequalities and all of this other stuff that we see around us. And I am telling you, you have got to own your own. You have got to get yourself where you are building yourself up, where we control and have financial control over aspects of our world and our community. And until you understand how critical it is for you to have ownership and resources and access to capital and to money, then this will continue, right? We have to own stuff. And that ain't what came to my mind, but we got to own our own stuff. We've got to, and we have a huge buying power in our community that we fail to exercise as consistently as we should. And that's not what I came on to talk about, but it is critical that you understand, number one, your buying power is powerful and it makes sense. And it can definitely move the needle when we bring that together. We got to. That's all I got to say. Is not just the large elections, but we got to vote on a local level. We've got to not bury our head in the sand and say in the sweet by and by. We got to say that there's a responsibility today. There's a responsibility. When you look at Emmett Till 65 years ago and to the date, man, it was something about seeing that. And if you've been to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., and seeing the display of Emmett Till and understanding that story and what happened, and then seeing modern day lynching and the same results and try to justify them, guys, listen, your money, your capital, you have got to create ownership in your community, in your family. You have got to build legacy and wealth. You have got to start the steps, right? Stop being afraid. The biggest thing that you should be afraid of now is dying with the giftings and the talent and the amazing things that are on the inside of you. What you should be afraid of is taking that knowledge to the grave and not passing it on and not leaving a legacy, leaving a bill for your family and not a will. Those are the things that should stop you, that should paralyze you. But pressing forward, I posted about Deion Sanders, primetime Deion, and I love him, right? That dude, NFL, right? Major League Baseball, right? Recording artist, amazing family. I mean, this gentleman has broken records, and now he's adding another. See, you can't rest on your laurels. I love it when people say you doing too much, and my comeback is you ain't doing enough. And so when you look at what I'm doing against what you're doing, it's not that I'm doing too much, but that mirror reflected in you says, I should be doing more. And you should. If you are not on your grind right now in whatever is your business, I'm not here to tell you what business you should pursue tonight. Whatever it is, pursue, run, start. If nothing else, the events of this year should be enough motivation and spirit and oomph within you that says, I gotta do this. Because I am telling you, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen the atrocities, the inequalities. Y'all, you ain't seen nothing yet. And the differentiating factor, somebody tell me I'm wrong. I stand for correction. The differentiating factor is the dollar bill. Now, we don't chase after that. We don't run after that. That's not. But listen, you got to be able to put yourself in position to help your community. You got to be able to put yourself in position to feed, to take care of, to be the village. But if we all broke, who gonna be the village? Who gonna be the one? Who gonna stand in the gap? Who gonna be the Joseph? If we all broke, if we all won't take a chance, if we all afraid of what the price we gotta pay, then who's gonna be the one to stand in the gap? Who's gonna be the one that when the famine is in the land, they have positioned themselves uniquely to save their family and their children and their children's children's children, that they didn't even suffer or experience a drought, a famine in the middle of? Who will it be? See, you looking around, but you might be that chosen one in your family. You the Joseph. You looking around waiting on somebody, but it's on you, boo. You're the Joseph. Stand up. Square your shoulders. Adjust your posture. Run after that thing like you have never ran after anything before. Stop being afraid of what people will say and what people will think. Guess what? They're going to dog you out anyway. Whether you do or you don't, they got something to say. So why not just do it then? Because they talking anyway. So why not just go and do? Right? Who will be that Joseph who would dare to get thrown in the pit, to find themselves in the jail, to be accused falsely by Potiphar's wife? Who would dare to be that person that will pay the price so that your legacy can go on? Who would be that person? As Bishop Jakes preached on Sunday, who would be that person that'll show up delivering lunch as the Uber and will say, I'll kill the giant because I can? Who's going to be that one? Y'all, it's time to be that one. It's time. See, everything, it's going to continue. It's 65 years later, babe. What's the difference? So what are you going to do in the middle of? Jeremiah 29 was when they were in the middle of Babylonian authority. And he said, build, do, dream, because I'm going to bless you in the middle of. I'm going to bless you in the middle of a pandemic. I'm going to bless you in the middle of unrighteous leaders. I'm going to bless you. but he ain't got nothing to bless because you sitting back scared. I'ma tell y'all, I ain't never. My kids know. That Joaquina in me. I ain't never scared. I said that. What are you scared of? He trying to bless you. I saw a friend of mine, her post. She worked with me at Howard County Hospital in Maryland. And she was sad because she had lost her job. She went into a meeting and evidently they told her they didn't need her anymore. And so she put that on social media and she was very sad, understandably so. She was not prepared for that. But my response to her was, girl, you better rejoice because they just did you the biggest favor that anybody could do. They just set you up to receive the biggest blessing. And all of what's happening is going to work together if for your good. But you got to get in motion. You got to get in motion. So I want to talk a little bit about profitability. Yep, I'm going to turn the corner just like that because I want to say what I got to say and be done. Lakeisha, girl, I am telling you, it's going to work. There will be a prosperity in this pandemic. You just got to work the plan. Y'all, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for hopping on. Kendrick Lightfoot, I see you. Pastor Cousins, I see you. Man, what a blessing. Let's talk a few minutes about profitability. I posted a praise report for me and my company. And I wanted to share a little bit about that because it's hard to put in details what was really going on and all of this other stuff. And some people may say, well, I don't see how that's any good because they're only putting $15,000 to the bottom line. But that's because you're not looking at it from a corporate standpoint. Sometimes we look at things from a solopreneur standpoint and we might miss it. So I want to help you understand why that's significant. First of all, let me give you the scenario. This company, this is this group is a division of a $25 million company. Actually, a 55. Let me get it right. A $55 million company. So this has been the losing arm of a $55 million company. And so when you look at number one, the organization, when I'm talking about what they're earning and those earnings as well as the expenses, you've got payroll, you've got expenses, cost of goods sold, which run about 50%. You've got insurance and billing and all these other things that go into that. You've got health insurance for employees. So you've got a heavy $9,000-$10,000 brick and mortar rent payment on your suite, and lots of moving parts. So it's not as simple as, you look at it and say, well, you're making 100 and they were doing 150 a month, 150K a month. I could do a lot with that, but really sometimes you can't do a lot with that because how many of you are looking at what you make in a month? And the question is, how much do you have left over? And after you pay your bills and pay all of that, what is that number that you can still set aside for investments, for other activities to increase, to, do things with? And we find that even in our own personal households, we're really living right on the edge of paycheck to paycheck. And this company, this organization, was living beneath that, obviously, because they were losing money every single month and having to pull resources from other sources in the organization. So I wanted to paint that picture because it sounds like, well, that should be easy. But when I tell you that this month in paying salaries for 8 employees, and 9 employees. So paying salaries for 9 employees, fleet of vehicles, car insurance, rent, cost of goods sold, of course, is in there, health insurance payment. So all of that, to be able to come out of that and you still put $15,000, almost $20,000 to the bottom line is a big deal, especially when you've been losing to the tune of $50 to $75 to $80,000 a month in the hole every single month. So think about that. Think about it from the standpoint of your budget. Imagine that you fall short in your monthly expenses by $5,000. So you fall short by $5,000. Does that mean that that debt goes away? So then it compounds itself, right? So now you're every single month rolling over debt. So not only were we able to put something to the bottom line, but we were also able to eliminate some of that rollover carryover, so that for this quarter, whereas we've been in the hole for, I started working them in February, mid-February. So it's been in the hole. We will probably be by the end of this month, because now we're doing close to $300,000+ in sales. A little bit of branding, a little bit of changing out how we do what we do, a little bit of restructuring, a little bit of efficiency analysis, a little bit of looking at, why are we doing this? Does it make sense? So here's what I want to encourage you, especially my solopreneurs, but those that are looking to scale and grow, and how you should look at profitability. So first of all, let me just say this. As a solopreneur, I need to encourage you to start thinking bigger. I need you to dream bigger and to think bigger. The year of the solopreneur is over. And I applaud all of you, but you're going to hit a cap and a ceiling, and you are not going to be able to figure out how to get over it and how to get through it and how to go beyond that. Now, if you are content with what that cap is, for a lot of people, that cap is somewhere between $250,000 to $300,000 a year. So it's somewhere in that $250,000 is when you start to cap. If you are comfortable as a solopreneur, if you are comfortable with that cap, then stay right there, right? If you got bigger goals, and y'all talk back to me, maybe you have bigger goals, bigger dreams, and let me know. But if you have bigger goals and bigger dreams, and you're looking to go $500,000 and higher, and you definitely want to go into 7 figures, then you got to build a team. And I am just here to tell you that there's only so much you can do as a solopreneur, because there's only, so many hours in a day. You can't do it all by yourself. So if you're looking to grow and to expand your profitability, then the first thing you got to look at is, who do I need to add to the team that will add value? As a solopreneur, the first thing that's probably not adding value to you is the tasks that are that take you away from your brain space, right? The tasks that take you away, social media advertising and doing your social media calendar, right? That is, if that's not in your, if that's not your core, then that's something to hire somebody to do. Because while they're doing that and generating that and monitoring the analytics on that, you can be working in your core, and where you're billing more and you're creating more streams of revenue, right? So you got to look at, what are you doing? So here's what I would encourage you to do if you are a solopreneur that is looking to scale. The first thing is you need to take an inventory of your task. People don't like to do this, but you got to do this. You got to figure out where you're spending your time, because wherever you're spending your time is what's costing you money. And when you can figure out where the time is being spent, then you know how to help people kind of dig themselves out of the hole. That's how we were able to put some money to the. I'm so excited about my bottom line, about that bottom line story. And I'm excited because this is what I do. This is what give me a P&L and I'm going to pick it apart. Baby, you better, I need to know line item by line item. What's that for? What we spending that for? Why are we spending that? Y'all be getting me on these bottom lines. Y'all be getting me on these bottom lines with, when I look at people and their P&Ls and it's like, you spent what? We'll go get the fanciest websites, the fanciest office furniture. Y'all better get on OfferUp and buy you some office furniture or get you a desk. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, listen, you got to be and know how to conserve until you grow. And you don't need the fancy or the fancy today. Y'all get on Vistaprint and buying all that stuff and got to have business cards and all that. Oh, anyway, I'm just saying, you got to know how to conserve. So you need to take an inventory of what are you doing. So I had someone to do that. And what they found is that they were doing a lot of administrative details. Y'all, you can get a virtual assistant. And I just left my brain on the website. But you can get a virtual assistant from the Philippines, for example, and pay $2 an hour. I'm going to sip my soda on that. $2 an hour. Amazing. Social media background, ConvertKit, whatever you need somebody to work in, $4 an hour, $5 an hour. If you're interested, let me know, because I cannot remember the website. But there are resources available, virtual or assistants, as long as you are very detailed on what you are expecting and what you are looking for. You can find, Hunted, you can find amazing help. I recommend, one of the things that I did was write out, I will. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the website. Let me see if it's on my thing. One of the things I did was write out, number one, the vision and mission and values statement of my organization, because I wanted to bring people on board who share that same level of interest, who would buy into my value system, and who would want to do business in a way that I do business. So that was the first thing. Then I was very clear about the task that I needed someone to do. And along those same lines, very clear about, not only that in the task, but also very clear about how they will be held accountable. And so when you understand those tasks and you are putting that information out there, then it helps you in finding what you need. Listen, guys, you need to do that even if you are just hiring somebody locally, right? Sometimes we hire people and we have not fully developed what we want that person to do. And so then we hire someone, and then we got to figure out how. You need to develop, I'm going to put Philippians instead of the Philippines. You need to, y'all, I'm sorry, pray for us, sister. You need to develop how and what you're going to hold that person accountable, how you are going to structure their work, how you want to communicate with them. A part of my team is in the Philippines and in Houston, Texas. And so we had to work out what is our schedule. So, 7 p.m. is 7 a.m. in the Philippines. right? So we had to work out. So we meet at 7 p.m. 2 nights a week. So 2 nights a week, 7 p.m. we get on Zoom and we update. We have a project manager, a project management software app that we use. There are tons of them out there. ClickUp is what we use, but that was her preference. I've used Airtable. I've used Basecamp. Y'all, I hope y'all taking notes because I'm dropping it. I'm dropping information. So we've used quite a bit, right? So you can run your team. You don't have to have everybody in your face to run your team. And they can help you build. So you may decide that you build, you get a virtual assistant depending upon what activities you have. It may be that your best activity is not, it may be that your best activity is not in, that your best activity is not assistant, that you need somebody to build out something or to build your app or to, to focus on something that you get that off. It's okay. And that's why we tell people work in your plan A while you're building your plan B, so that you got money still flowing around, right? And you can build your business while you're still doing some things that you need to do. It may be a sacrifice at the beginning. So that means when we talk about profitability, when you reinvesting back into your business, where you are really looking at how can I now cross this threshold? Because some of you have amazing ideas, but you're just stuck. You're just, and you fight in the water. We don't fight the water. We flow with the water. We don't fight progress. We flow with progress. And y'all are out here, like you can't swim and you're stuck. And a part of it is you trying to do it all yourself, right? Get you the resources that you need, but also stop trying to do it in a way that is impressive to other people. See, that's the big challenge. I've told y'all this. When I started my HR consulting practice, I didn't have a website. So I didn't have social media, and I didn't have, because social media didn't exist. I'm telling y'all know I'm 50. Social media did not exist. So I didn't have a website. Social media. I could have had a website. I didn't want to spend the money on the website. I was reinvesting back into my business and building an investment portfolio on the side. And it wasn't stopping me from gaining clients. You know why? Because word of mouth advertising was the most powerful source. And I left my customers feeling good. I did my job. I showed up. Y'all. So listen, a part of how you grow the profitability, that especially for this company, wasn't just cutting expenses, because I cut expenses big time. That's the first thing I did. Like, I cut everybody's overtime. I cut everybody, I had folks mad because but you got to look at what's running your business. You got to look at what's making the wheels turn in your business. But then it was expansion. And how do I get new customers? Right. So you got to look at that complete picture. And you got to have a more broader, bigger view of your business. Get out of that mode of solopreneur, because it's going to wear your butt out. It's going to keep you tired. It's going to keep you, drained, because you're going to do stuff and start doing stuff that you don't feel like you want to do. Like, there are some things in my business that I just don't like to do. And so if I can find somebody else to do them, that's a blessing. Right? And that's what you got to get to the point is, what do I like to do and what can I outsource? And guys, I am telling you, it will make a world of difference in your business, but be very detailed in your thought, be very detailed in your expectations, approach it as business and not as, you got to be serious about that thing. You can't just, because this is your vision and you got to have ownership of it. So you got to approach it with the right methodology and with the right frame of mind in place. So I'm really excited. I hope y'all got some nuggets out of that for profitability. One of the, as I'm not reworking, but really getting ready to roll out Pivot to Profit, we have a whole module that is dedicated to profitability, where we will give you sheets of Excel spreadsheets and formulas on how to measure. For example, y'all, I'm gonna tell, I grew up learning EBITDA. Now, how many of y'all know what EBITDA is? EBITDA. Yeah, I was a corporate executive and I loved it. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So that's a true term. So some people need to look at what their EBITDA is. Some people just need to look at what is their earnings before interest and taxes. Some people need to, so you got to just, I didn't mean to do that, but I know sometimes I have to let the world know that I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we're going to put in some templates that will help you measure profitability in your organization. I'm being silly tonight. I love y'all. I think that'll be helpful though. So we're adding in those templates. I'm waiting on a response from a young lady who is flat out amazing in the profitability world. That is the world in which she lives. Her name is Ruth King. And I'm going to have her come on as a guest on one of my lives to share with you her thoughts on profitability and how to grow a profitable business. She's going to blow your mind. She is bad to the bone. Bad, 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 bad. All right. So that's it for me. I did want to just expound a little bit on my little praise report post because I was so excited about that. This month, we will double that number. So we put in the work. We got out the cobwebs and dealt with the sense of entitlement that was in place in some areas. And now this month, we're going to see even a record growth. We're already surpassed where we were. So record growth for the rest of the year. And I know that. And this has been in the middle of a pandemic. And this has been in the middle of shutdowns and employees testing positive and having to close and quarantine. This has been in the middle of all of this. It's just a matter of having sometimes another set of eyes on your business. So profitability queen. I'm loving it. All right, y'all. I got work to do tonight. So I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all madly. If this meant anything to you, please share it. Share it to the world for me, please. I would appreciate it. All right. I love y'all. I see you. LaTanya, I'll look that up. Donald McBride, how are you, sir? Sinquisha, gonna get that tax class in, girl. All right, y'all. Talk to you later.